What up? This is Landon Sworts with theepicstorm.com, and we are back with another Legacy League on Magic Online. Alright, cool, so let's go over the list really fast. I've already got us in the queue, so hopefully we'll be prepared for our first round shortly. So Brian's been playing this list recently, not this list. Brian has been playing a list recently, version 7.5. I think that list looks really good, and I would recommend you guys trying it. I don't really do well with really any list if I don't have a high volume of reps. So I only have like a hour and a half to 2 hours I can record today. So this is just a list that I have been playing that I feel very comfortable with. So I want to play this today, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm running 7 main deck discard, 9 main deck cantrips. I have a wishable discard in the sideboard. We are playing Echo of Eons from Modern Horizon. This card's really good. 14 lands. Yeah, pretty straightforward. So we're prepared for our first round. Let's see. See if we win the die roll. We do. That's sweet. Alright, cool. So we will be on the play. Alright. Opinion on this hand. It's fine. We'll keep it. Alright, so on the blind, normally I would lead off with a Thoughtseize here, but we have some issues, and that has to do with our hand. So we're going to need to have access to make goblins with Burning Wish and Dark Rituals. We're going to need to have access to 2 red sources for Burning Wish, which means that as nice as it would be to put Underground Sea out right now and Thoughtseize and maybe set up to Brainstorm, we'll be putting ourselves 2 red sources away. So I kind of just want to hold back our land right now. If we need to Brainstorm in response to something, we can. The drawback to this is getting blown out by Chalice of the Void, but let's take the risk. I've been trying to play a lot of matches without looking opponents up. Basically, I just have been feeling like if I'm like looking people up all the time, I'm not really helping myself in the long run as far as I'm just trying to think if we want to do anything. If we want to Brainstorm an turn, I think we'll wait. Do this next turn. I don't want to be putting myself at a disadvantage when I go to play paper and I have unknown opponents. Like I don't mind the reps, getting practice in against people on the blind. So we're gonna cast Brainstorm now. It's interesting though, because like the London Mulligan's gonna be live soon, and so that whole idea of just like wanting to get the reps against unknown is like going to be even a bigger disadvantage. Where with the London Mulligan, knowing what your opponent's on is like super important. So we'll see. Maybe this will be something that I kind of fall off of, but as of late, it's kind of just been what I've liked doing. So we do have a shuffle effect, which is nice. We have another Thoughtseize. Let's try this. Maybe we should have kept our swamp in our hand instead of the Chromox. But I don't want to keep a land and then draw a land next turn and not be able to get Hellbent because we don't have Lion's Eye Diamond. So that's why I'm keeping Chromox in our hand. We'll just grab the swamp. We don't know what the opponent's on. And a black source is super important right now for where we're at. Alright. So that's a main deck Force of Negation. So we're going to clip that with our Thoughtseize. Alright. I would imagine that we could beat the opponent with goblins here. So let's be safe in case they drew a blue card and go in for the Force of Will. Oh, they did not. Alright, well, I guess we'll give them one less play off of Bolt. We gotta play this out. Alright, so we'll have 4 mana floating. We can grab Empty the Warrens and cast it. Cool. Turn our dude sideways. Opponent makes blocks. They go down to 8. You get hit with a bolt. 6. Well, I guess if they draw another bolt, we're dead. I wasn't really thinking about that. We could have kept back a blocker pretty easily. But whatever. Oh, and hey, look at that. They didn't have the other bolt, so sweet. Alright, so we're going into game 2. So, Empty the Warrens is pretty alright in this matchup. So, Wishful Discard isn't quite as necessary because if we can get a Burning Wish to resolve, we can just grab Empty the Warrens a lot of the time. So, we'll bring in our Duress, and that's going to pretty much be it. Yeah, that was a pretty handed game 1 for us. We'll see what happens with game 2. You know, anything can happen, but I feel like we're favored in this matchup, so hopefully we'll be able to usher them out and start this league 1-0. That would be sweet. Alright, cool. So the opponent's going to probably be on the play. This hand is a keep. Interesting. All right. So I think we don't do anything. And next turn we try to ad nauseum. If we hadn't drawn duress, I gotta be honest, we'd probably just be going for it here. But because we do have duress, I wouldn't mind casting it on the same turn that we combo. Okay. Well, the only relevant card right now that's not even relevant is the Pyroblast, so I guess we'll take that. We'll cast ad nauseum and hope we don't die. The LED's good. Chromox is another good one. Another LED, which is nice. Lotus Petal's great. Alright, we're in great shape. We pretty much just need, that Burning Wish right there. So, yeah, we could stop. I guess we'll stop. I really like going up to Grape Shot, but I guess if we can end this match and just keep things moving, we might as well do so. Alright, cool. So we're going to jump right back into the queue. I'm going to adjust the record section. We're 1-0. Like, I guess I thought that was Delver initially, but it might not have been. Thought it was just blue-red game 1. But game 2 we saw Tundra, so I don't really know exactly what was going on in that configuration or what they were playing. But nevertheless, we got the W, so I'm down. Alright, going into round number 2, we have lost the die roll. We have drawn a turn 1 hand. It'd be really great if we drew something to let us be able to put this address at the opponent. We actually have a ton of draws that make that happen because the land or card imprint on Chromox make that a reality. So, and this is a Thoughtseize though that would be devastating. It's not. Cool. So the opponent preordains. They bottom 2. Draw a fresh card. Passes to us. Point dress at the opponent. Oh, cool. So this is the new Storm deck that's been like getting some testing in online. It's pretty cool. We'll see. Maybe game 2 they'll exhibit to us some of their lines. It's definitely pretty sweet. They're probably playing in Tomb. I've seen Grizzlebrand in the list as well, although I'm not sure if that's in the sideboard or not. I've only played against a couple decks like this so far. So I don't really know what people are really doing as far as numbers and actual full 75 or whatever, but I don't know. Storm's sweet though, and I think it's cool that people are innovating and pushing the archetype, so very cool. Cool. So we get game one. I'm not sure if we want empty warrens or not. I've been thinking about it since playing against them over the past couple days. I've had scenarios where the opponent fizzles and we have enough time that we could bang it out on the ground. Good old-fashioned ground and pound. But it's really, we have no guarantee that can happen. It's pretty easy for them to cast Echo of Eons because of Entomb. LED. It's really powerful. Duress seems really strong. I know they run discard. Island's probably not necessary. I think let's just board out the island and bring in Duress. We'll try that. Alright, well, the opponent might have a Thoughtseize or a turn 1, but we have a turn 1, so we're going to keep this. Just draw an absolute Fuego today. Fuego alert, Fuego alert. Alright, Flooded Strand, crack, they go to 19. C, probably Thoughtseize. Yes. I might even still try to just go for it off Ponder. I'm not even going to lie. We'll see. See what we draw. So their deck like pretty much just gives us an additional 7 when they draw. So I think there's like it's way less punishing to if we fizzle here, if we fail. So let's just see what happens. Well, that worked out. Let's see if we die. We're good. We win. since the opponent's on Storm, part of me wants to try to grape shot them. Okay, fair enough. Whatever. I don't. All right, that's cool. Let's jump back in the queue and I'm gonna adjust our record section. We are 2-0, which is always nice. Always nice. Cool, and we're already paired for round 3. Let's do it. Keep things moving. Alright. This hand's a keep. This card's dope. Like, it really is. You know what I mean? Alright, so we're probably playing against Miracles. A couple other decks have been slotting this in, but this into Island, Portent looks like Miracles to me. So, Duress is good in this matchup. LED's online. So, we can find an Infernal Tutor, we can get moving. Let's preordain off of Underground Sea. We could go for... You could potentially go for Goblins next turn with discard backup. We'll see what we draw. See what the opponent does and evaluate. Not a huge rush, I guess. Let's brainstorm. Okay, so next turn we're probably pretty safe to like actually really try to win with Ad Nauseam. Let's point one Duress this turn, and we'll have another for next turn. Let's just clip the Force right now. Alright, so let's start off with Rite of Flame. Now let's point Duress at the opponent. We'll take Predict. IT for LED. Pedal. Lead. Lead. Sack for black. IT, retain priority. One for black. One for red. grab our good old friend 9 Drills of Agony. Cool. All right, we're going to go to game 2. So, in this matchup, we want to bring in our Hope of Gearper. Looks good to me. So I know a lot of people board out Chromox instead of Island, but I really, really value flipping Chromox off of Ad Nauseam, so I just personally don't feel comfortable with just 3. That's just me. I just would prefer to at least, have the 4 there if we have to take an Ad Nauseam line, if possible. So I just tend to board out the Island a little bit more, but... Alright, cool. So this hand's a keep. Alright, we're just going to jam Hope. Swords it. Nope, Brainstorm. Okay. Maybe they're trying to set up a Terminus. That's cool, whatever. It's fine. We have a cantrip. We can find discard or something and just go in a couple turns. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. Sounds good. I think I want to Brainstorm here. Alright, so if they had Flusterstorm, that would, hella suck. So, why don't we just wait one more turn? Okay, so the opponent chooses to Flusterstorm. So we know that they have Tormod's Crypt and that they can respond. I'm just going to try to slip it through and see if they miss it. At this point, I'm kind of doing a little, just playing off the cuff, a little loose. Yeah, okay. Not a problem. Next turn, we're going to cantrip and start digging for a way to set up a different line. We have Brainstorm, so we're probably going to try to, if we can, shuffle away, empty the Warrens. We probably should have held on to the Rite of Flame, but I really was trying to see how savvy the opponent is, because Tormod's Crypt isn't even really that great against our deck. So I was wondering if it was possible that the opponent was a player that might not be really as used to navigating the sequences against the Epic Storm as they are maybe ad nauseum tendrils. And maybe would have waited for us to get further along in a combo line before using Crypt. So I just figured we'd try to slip it through. I don't think we're in the worst position right here, though. We can make a small amount of goblins with this, so we can just put... Put these back. This isn't amazing, but, like, I don't hate this. Guess we should have waited to cast the Chrome Mox until after we got the Red of Flame resolved. So, whatever. Not playing perfect in this game. There's some stuff to... Okay. Fair enough. They got the click. We should have cast the Red of Flame first. It wouldn't have really mattered, though. They could have messed with us either way. So... It is what it is. Not playing perfect this game. Definitely gonna some stuff to review, but... whatever. No one plays perfect all the time. And this game's actually been a lot of fun regardless, so I'm cool with it. They haven't necessarily won either. Like, they can swing at us for a few turns, but we do have a Ponder on top of our library. We have another Rite of Flame in the deck with 2 in the graveyard. We have all of our Dark Rituals and LEDs and stuff still in the deck. Like, I don't know. I think we're fine. Let's start off with the Thoughtseize just to see what they're working with. Alright. Honestly, let's kill Jace. I don't think we're going to win this one. We could probably just concede. But I'm at least going to give it a shot. All right. I mean, they have a clock now is the real issue. Yeah. You know what? Let's just concede. Just because, like, honestly, doing math with clock of how long it would take to set something up that would actually win, I don't really want to sit through it. I would prefer we just go back in and give it another shot. I like this configuration. I say we run it like this. Definitely like leaving the 1 copy of Duress in the sideboard for as a wish target. Yeah, they played that well. We had a couple little avenues where we tried some things. I played kind of off the cuff a little bit. That's fine. Sometimes I just like, I don't know. I like to keep it loose and have fun. Try not to be too serious all the time. For instance, like when we won earlier against the Echo of Eon Storm deck by cantripping into that ad nauseum, that was that was a pretty loose play too. You know what I mean? So. Like, sometimes the loose play pulls me through, and sometimes I can get a little punished for it. But we're in Game 3, and this hand looks really good to me. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man. So do we go for it right now? If they have force of will or force of negation, we lose. Because we have the dress in hand, let's give them one turn, and we'll see what we can make out of this. I used to be a huge advocate for always go for it, but I've been playing a little bit more cautious now that Force of Negation is a card, just because the percentages are no longer what they once were. Alright, so let's grab C, and we'll just point this duress. At this point, we don't even look like we're really comboing this turn. Nothing crazy is going on. Okay, yeah, so the opponent does have force of will. So I guess it's good we waited. Brainstorm can be a little bit of an issue because it's going to be possible that the opponent could set up a Terminus, but I kind of think we just gotta have to go for it and force them to have it. And also, like, the brainstorm, they can brainstorm into another force of will as well. But I think that's just a chance we're gonna have to take. And you know what? If we lose this one, I'm just gonna take the lump and we're gonna just keep moving right on and just take each game one game at a time and try to finish strong. Yep, no imprints. Brainstorm. This could easily be setting up Terminus, or finding a force of will. They probably found the force of will. So maybe we get Terminus here. But we'll see. Not yet. That's awesome. And they chose to shuffle on Ponder, so that's good for us. Would have really liked to have drawn a discard spell or a cantrip into a discard spell there, but it is what it is. Okay, so they shuffled their library, so that's good. So like they're gonna have to get lucky off this draw to Terminus this. All right, 3-0, very nice. Line them up, knock them down. I'll adjust the record section. Cool. So 3-0 so far. That's nice. Going strong. had a little bit of rough moment there in game 2, but we stuck it out. Found our line game 3, forced the opponent to find an answer. They were unable to find an answer, and well, if you don't have the answer, then we win. And now we're in the queue. We didn't get paired for round 4. We'll see what happens. We're just going to approach this match game by game, take it one game at a time. Try to play smart and see if we can pull out a W. I feel good about the list. Like I said, I feel really comfortable with this list, but part of it is because it's pretty straightforward, right? Like, this is one of the most cookie-cutter configurations you could really have. You know what I mean? Textbook, the Epic Storm, especially, like, okay, so maybe not everyone plays Preordain or whatever, but definitely some players do, And so 9 cantrips, 7 discard, that seems pretty good to me. We aren't playing Mox Opal, so we don't have some of the explosiveness of maybe version 7.5. But I feel really comfortable with this, and we can still draw really fast hands even without Mox Opal. And, I don't know. So I feel good about the list. It's very similar to the list Anthony Laverde is playing. He actually is running Cabal Therapy in the sideboard over the Duress. I think that's the only difference in his 75. Okay, so this is what we call a trap hand. This hand looks really good, but it actually doesn't do anything. We have to draw exactly Burning Wish or Infernal Tutor for it to be good. We could keep this, but this hand could also just keep doing nothing. So let's just mulligan. Okay, this hand does stuff. So that's the big difference. Oh, and look, it pretty much has access to just as much mana too. So we'll put that on top of our library. We're 1 mana off being able to take a Empty the Warrens line at some point. And if we find an LED, we're right in the business for ad nauseum. But, okay, Ancestral Vision. So my guess is we're playing against Shardless Bug. So, post board, we got to be wary about some permanent-based hate as well as discard. We'll see, though. We'll see what they're running. This might be more Leovold-centric, but I imagine just because they're suspending Ancestral Vision that they're playing some sort of Cascade effect to cast a spell for free, for value. I mean, you guys know the deal, right? So we're going to point this Thoughtseize at the opponent, see if we can get them to reveal, see what we're working with. Okay, so there's Shardless Agent. Hi, Aurora. Hi, babe. Say hi to everybody. Yeah, you're a sweet girl. You just don't need to hang out with us right now. I'll hang out with you later, alright? Alright, cool. So, let's see. What card do we care about most here? They're most likely going to drop that Baleful Strix next. But Ponder would let them see deeper, so I'm most worried about Ponder. We'll take the Ponder. Pass the turn to our opponent. Yep. Hopefully the 2 cards they drew this turn, neither which hopefully are Force of Will. Let's brainstorm. We don't want to get hit with a Hymn to Torok cascading into us next turn, but there might be nothing we can do about it. So we're going to float this Infernal Tutor on top of our library to protect it from discard. Faithless Looting. Okay, so they have a red splash as well. I mean, I guess we knew that before the looting, but there we can see it pretty clear as day. Whatever. Hi, Aurora. Hi, baby. You don't need to hang out right now. I know, we'll hang out later. Just let me finish playing Magic and we'll hang out later. Alright. Okay, so that's what the red splash is for, because this card's just that good. That makes sense. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. So, I guess the question is, do we want to try to force them? Oh, hi, Aurora. Hey. I know, you really don't need to be up here, though, is the thing. Do we want to try to force them to have Force of Will and go for Ad Nauseam? Or, do we want to try to win with Goblins? I guess we'll try to get away with the Goblins this time. I would just hate to get punished by Force. Oh, they've yielded. Oh, well, then let's just go for Ad Nauseam. Alright, so our flips aren't really that good. We really need to start flipping some free stuff. The LED was a big deal. Cool. Alright, so we got game 1. I would imagine if they're trying to get to 3 mana for Shardless Agent, that if they are playing Wasteland, it's probably only 2 copies at most, and they might not even be playing Wasteland with a red splash, just because their mana is probably more tight than it would have been in past. Let's bring in Dress. We can still wish for Enter the Woods. And hopefully because of the red splash, they're not running Null Rod. They are just trying to capitalize on things that can be flashed back from the red 2/2. This hand seems fine. Alright, let's go UC Ponder. Alright. They might just drop Strix this turn. With the red splash, they might not even be playing him to Torok either. They might just be opting for like Thoughtseize. Going for Brainstorm. Probably looking for something like Flusterstorm or... No, well, I mean, they're probably not playing Flusterstorm because of Shardless Agent, right? So, never mind. Maybe they're looking for Thoughtseize. Yep. Let them do their thing. It doesn't really matter what they take. I guess taking Red of Flame slightly sucks, but whatever. Makes our Brainstorm a little bit worse because we'll have one less card in hand. Our hand just wasn't like super weak to Thoughtseize just because it's not like tutor effects, etc. Opponents in the tank. They took one of the Thoughtseize. Okay. Oh, now they're hitting Surgical. Okay, so they probably have Force of Will in hand. It's cool. We still have 4 Duress in the deck because we boarded 1 in. So, that's cool as of right now. I'm not expecting them to be playing Daze, but I guess we'll play out our land. Chromox, just because we've been hit with discard, we'll put that back. Nice. All right. Put Infernal Tutor on top. Yes, we should have put LED on top, but oh well. Okay, so they're going to take the LED, but that's fine. I think we can probably work our way in to Goblins this next turn, still, even without the LED, and maybe they'll take the Wish. They could have Counter Magic, but we're going to go off without it if they take the Wish. So glad that thing doesn't have haste. It's a really cool card. They probably have Force Blue Spell. But we're not going to wait around to find out. We're going for it. Yep, they do. That's what their hand is. All right. I'm just trying to think if I want to concede and go to the next game or not. I don't want to do it too early, but at the same time, like, I feel like mental energy is a real thing. And I feel like I feel energized and I'm ready to go to the next game and just get it. You know what? Yeah, let's just do it. They're going to be ripping us apart. We're not going to be able to keep stuff in hand. They're going to keep cantripping and just playing control with having access to their graveyard with that thing. So let's just go to the next game. We got this. Okay, so now we know that they're playing Surgical. So, seen a lot more of the deck. Alright, we'll keep this. We're going to brainstorm. Alright. I say let's go for it. Well, I mean, I guess we could look for... What if we hit Burning Wish? I say we go for it. They've yielded. I think we can get this. Oh, that was awesome. Oh, man. That was sweet. All right, let's jump right back into the queue and adjust the record section. We're 4-0. Try to finish strong and get to 5-0, but if we don't, this league's been so much fun that it's gonna I'm not gonna be able to be upset even if we could just get bulldozed by Reanimator, have no chance in this next match, and I'm already just I'm down. That was sweet. We won off the top of our deck with Ponder twice this league. Man, how fun. That was awesome. That was awesome. Alright, let's join match. We won the die roll. We can keep this hand. I'm going to start off with a brainstorm. Thought sees the opponent. Take their brainstorm. They chose not to shuffle. Interesting. Go across the table. Oh, hi, Ophelia. I like how you come up here so much more delicate than your sister. Aurora, like, stomps on me and, like, climbs up aggressively, and Ophelia's just like, hi, Dad, I'm here to hang out. We'll hang out a little bit later, babe. I love cats. They're just, like, they're so bad. Like, oh, you're doing something? Like, I don't want to hang out with you the rest of the day, but right now you're doing something? Why don't I climb all over you? Oh, they're adorable, though. All my cats are really nice, too. Cool. So we get game one. So this is some type of storm deck. Let's just pull Island and bring in Duress. We probably should have cast that Ponder, right? I just didn't. I figured we were winning. I was slightly distracted because I had a cat climbing on me. We probably should have just at least cast the Ponder, even if it was just to try to make a land drop or whatever, you know. But oh well. Whatever. Sweet. So let's get this game. Yeah, we'll keep this. If we get hit with discard and they take ad nauseum, they'll probably take LED, but if they were to take ad nauseum, we can probably try to set up for a Mrs. Mastery line, so I don't hate this, and we're probably going to lead off with discard. I wonder if we're about to get turn one. No? Brainstorming response. We might get turn 2. We might have to end up going in game 3. We'll see. Probably looking at a turn 3 from us. But we'll see. It depends. Like, the opponent probably hid cantrips and stuff on top of their library. They are up to more than they're letting on. We'll ponder. We're going to grab Badlands and Thoughtseize the opponent. Hopefully they don't have Flusterstorm. Cast Ad Nauseam. Little lumpy so far. Okay, the LED is good. Dark Ritual is good. Chromox is great. Alright, we're fine. We got this. So it looks like we're getting that 5-0. Storm 5, Storm 6, Storm 7, Storm 8. Okay. Stop now just so we can Thoughtseize. We could grab another LED, but I'm fine with just ending this match as soon as possible. Cool. 5-0, baby. Let's adjust the record section just for vanity's sake. Like, right? There's no other reason. We know we got there. But yeah, that's cool. So I don't know. I definitely recommend getting some reps in with version 7.5. But if you're looking for something a little bit more classic that maybe you won't need so many reps with, this is also a fine option. I don't know what to say. It feels good. I mean, we were running a little hot. Some of it was just a lucky draws. But hey, I'm not going to complain about that. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Make sure to check back for new content. We'll have another video out in the next week or two. Honestly, it's been so fun, and I just cannot thank you guys enough. All right, till next time, keep storming.